Welcome to another episode of Hypnosis by Design. I am your host, Denny Van. I am a professional linguist and master hypnotist, and probably forever student of human design because I'm always learning something. And I think as a 5-1 emotional manifester, left angle cross of education, this investigation really satisfies my one for sure. But I want to talk about as human beings, we are conditioned from a very young age by our families, society, our culture, and we learn what is expected of us and how we should behave in order to fit in and be accepted. However, this conditioning can often lead us away from our true selves. For example, when I was in high school back in the 80s, we were taught as girls to learn typing and office skills so that we can be a secretary or something, or work in a bank or something like that. My first job was working at a bank. So we're conditioned to do these things so that we can get a job and that we can do these things and succeed. So according to them, these are the things that we can do in order to succeed. But something inside just didn't feel like it was aligned with me as a manifester. And I never really did align with the 9 to 5 jobs. The 9 to 5 jobs that I experienced were very short lived. So I want to get back to the deconditioning part. First of all, what does it mean to decondition? And so decondition or conditioning are verbs. So we can see this in the physical aspect of ourselves. So if we get injured, let's say we're a runner and we get injured and we're not able to run for a period of time. So during that time, we conditioned our body to run. We build muscle, we build endurance. And then let's say an injury happens, something happens where we're not able to run, the body starts to decondition itself. It weakens. However, there's another meaning to deconditioning, and this is related to our conditioned responses or behavior patterns. So we have conditioned responses. Something happens, we respond. We don't even have to think about how we're going to respond or what we're going to say. We're conditioned to respond in a certain way. It's 12 o'clock, it's time to eat lunch, we eat lunch. So we're conditioned to respond and act out certain behaviors conditionally. So to decondition this process, it does take activation of a 4-step success mechanism that's already within your blueprint. So the first step in deconditioning your not self is to activate this 4-step process. And this 4-step mechanism includes your strategy, understanding your strategy and how you are designed to make decisions. And then your authority. I'm an emotional authority, learning how to trust yourself. You know, my whole life, I've been told not to trust your emotions, that I'm too emotional, that I'm over the top, all of these things. So I was conditioned to not trust my emotions. However, since learning about human design since 2016, going through that 7 years of deconditioning, I learned to trust my authority of emotions. And it took reprogramming and letting go of those ideas and beliefs that no longer serve. And then next, your profile, recognizing your strengths and weaknesses. I don't like to call them weaknesses. I like to call them blind spots. For example, I'm a 5/1. The 5 part of me is conscious. The 1 part of me is unconscious, and I may unconsciously find myself forever investigating things and not implementing and moving forward with a decision or with implementing something. So I may unconsciously do those behaviors. So we want to make those conscious, right? And your definition is also involved. I'm a single definition, but some people are a double, triple, even rare is the quadruple definition. But understanding how you energetically connect with others in making decisions. So once we've activated this success mechanism that's already in your blueprint, what happens is it becomes easier to identify when you are not truly in line with who you really are and your inner authority. So, when we are not truly in line with who we are, one way to become aware of these instances is through using a tool to make the subjective objective. And so take time each day to check in with yourself and ask yourself what you're doing for your feeling, what you're feeling. If what you're doing feels and in alignment with who you truly are. And this just takes checking in first thing in the morning. And what we use is the pain scale: 0, no pain; 10, the greatest amount of pain it could cause. So check in with yourself. Is this situation causing me pain? Can I say yes to this situation? If you say no to this situation, let it go. If it's causing you pain on the scale of 1 to 10 with a 5 or above, then we apply the 4-step process to integrate what's happening in here or with this situation. So once we become aware of these instances, this is the tool that we use, and it becomes easier to identify when you're not truly in line with who you really are. And human design is a fantastic tool, but it just provides a blueprint for understanding one's own unique energetic makeup, and it offers a guidance on living authentically. But there is a ton of information out there. And I always advise to just take one or two things that resonate with you and then begin to implement it within your design. So we show you how, but it is important to live authentically and to remember that deconditioning takes time and patience because it does involve integrating as opposed to unlearning, because we don't want to push away or not look at this part of us. We want to integrate the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding while releasing what no longer serves. All of these years of conditioning that may no longer be serving you. And so we take these small steps toward identifying our not self behaviors and then realigning ourselves with our true values, our true selves, and live more fulfilling lives filled with authenticity, whatever that means for you. Not what someone else tells you it should be, but what feels in alignment, in sync, in tune. It plays this magnificent song when you step into it. This gives us purpose, joy, peace, love, and abundance. So it's important to go through this decondition process, especially in our minds from the external influences that we receive, and then tune into our inner voice for guidance. And becoming aware is the first step because your awareness, your focus, attention, and awareness is your most precious gift, and it is a very hot commodity. And it's the first step in identifying when you're truly not in alignment with who you really are. So I want to give you some practical tips on becoming aware and maybe identifying when you're not truly in alignment with who you are. First of all, Pay attention to your emotions. Now, you might not be an emotional authority. You might be sacral or splenic or ego. Pay attention to what's happening within those centers because emotions can be a powerful indicator of whether or not we're living in alignment with our inner authority. So if you find yourself feeling consistently anxious, stressed out, not happy, it may be a sign that something isn't quite right. Pay attention to that. And number two, listen to your body. So our bodies will give us signals, very subtle signals, when something is off balance. And if you were like me before getting cancer, I was a walking head. I was completely disconnected from my body. But learning how to listen to my body and listening to those signals and paying attention to when physical symptoms might be experienced, like headaches or stomach ache, as well as feelings of tension or uncomfortableness, discomfort. Pay attention to those. And then number three, reflect on your values because we need to take time to think about what's really important to your life, both personally and professionally. What are the choices that you're making right now? Are they aligned with your values? If not, it may be time to reevaluate your priorities. And we do this in the 6 areas of the manifestation wheel. And this is a powerful tool where you can focus in on those 6 areas and you know exactly what you're saying yes to, and you know exactly what you need to say no to. And then number 4, some people say consider the opinions of others. While I know it's important to trust your own intuition and inner voice, sometimes the universe, if you will, might show me another perspective. And this can help shed light on areas where I might feel out of alignment. So consider it. Just consider it. And I pay for professional advice. If I need help in a certain area of my business, I'm going to hire a professional who is a professional in that area of my business to give me advice. So consider that and the opinions of others, but cheap opinions of others who's projectile vomiting all over each other, ignore those opinions. They're not worth what they're projectile vomited on. So pay attention to that. Where are you looking for opinions in others? But first and foremost, feel if that opinion is in alignment with who you are. And then number 5 is practice mindfulness, because mindfulness practices like meditation or journaling, whatever works for you, this helps us to become more attuned with our thoughts and feelings, which in turn makes it easier to recognize when we're not living authentically. So remember that becoming aware of this misalignment is just the first step towards creating positive changes in your life and designing your reality. But from there, take action. You got to take action. Take small steps, little adjustments each day that bring you closer into harmony with who you are. Reprogramming and integrating what no longer serves is crucial for growth and living a fulfilling life, personally and professionally. And really, we can't separate the two, can we? But when we hold on to old patterns, beliefs, or habits that are not in line with our true selves, we create resistance within ourselves. And this resistance can manifest as stress, anxiety, depression or other negative emotions or reactions or behaviors and habits. So the not self will show itself depending on your human design. The not self shows itself as frustration, anger, bitterness, or disappointment. For my human design as a 5-1 manifester, my not self shows up as anger. And I get angry and I'm noticing it's really such a waste of energy. And in the past, whenever I have become angry, I have to recover from it. I lose all of my energy in such a quick, wasted burst, right? So when I identify these patterns and then actively working on reprogramming them, I was able to release this resistance. And now I use this anger to my advantage. And this is a powerful space to be. And this allows ourselves to live more authentically. We become better equipped to handle these challenges and make decisions that align with our values and our goals. So, integrating what no longer serves also allows us to let go of the past and move forward in a positive direction. But we're not just letting go of the past because our past has knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we want to integrate. But letting go and reprogramming the reactions, the anger, the bitterness, the disappointment, the frustration, letting that go and using that to our advantage and moving forward in a more positive direction. So, this helps us develop greater self awareness and emotional intelligence. This is so needed right now because this is the foundation of the top 7 in demand soft skills for building healthy relationships with ourselves at the workplace and with others. So, these 7 soft skills are being able to work with a team with effective teamwork. Teams are more productive, deadlines are met, relationships with your team members are stronger, and knowledge is shared. And other soft skills are problem solving, communication. Actually, communication is one of the top 3 issues that many corporations have within their hierarchy structure. And then adaptability, being able to adapt. We don't like change. So, how do you get your team to change? Critical thinking is a soft skill and very much needed. And then time management. We all struggle with this, but this is a soft skill that is very much needed and you can learn and develop it. And then number 7 is interpersonal. Interpersonal is however you interact with yourself is going to be seen how you interact with others. So these are the top 7 soft skills that corporations are seeking and are in demand that people have. So we can use this to our advantage. But ultimately, when we commit to reprogramming and integrating what no longer serves us, we open up space for new opportunities, for growth, for happiness, for peace, for fulfillment in all areas of our life, including increased confidence, clarity, and purpose. And this is so important today to have a clear purpose. All right. So, with that said, if you want to learn how to work with me, we do have a group program. It is a 6-week human design deconditioning experiment. And if you'd like more information about that, we're going to leave information in the description. And in the meantime, click the like, share, subscribe, all of the bells and whistles, because we want to get this information out there. So help us. We appreciate that. And in the meantime, I want to hear from you. I want to know what you loved, and I want to know what you would love more of. And in the meantime, keep being amazing.